Beloved, this moment is not sleuthy. This is not something you stumbled upon by accident. What you are reading right now carries intention, weight, and purpose far beyond what your eyes can see. This is not just another message scrolling past your screen. This is a divine interruption, a quiet but powerful invitation from heaven, reaching directly into your life. You did not arrive here randomly. Something within the unseen has aligned to bring you to this exact point, at this exact time. This word is not for everyone. It is for the one who has been fighting battles in silence, for the one who has carried weight without recognition, for the one who kept trusting even when nothing around them made sense. If that is you, then understand this clearly. You have been seen. Every quiet moment, every tear no one noticed, every decision to keep going when it would have been easier to walk away, none of it was overlooked. God is not distant from your story. He is not unaware of your struggle. In fact, He has been closer than you realize, watching not your performance, but your posture, your willingness to stay, to endure, to believe without proof. And now, in this very moment, He is speaking. Not loudly, not forcefully, but personally. This message carries your name in the spirit. It is a reminder that you are not forgotten, not lost, and certainly not here by chance. This is not happening because you were flawless. It is not the reward of perfection, nor the result of always getting everything right. If anything, you know your weaknesses better than anyone. You remember the moments you felt uncertain, the times you questioned, the seasons when your strength felt thin. And yet, despite all of that, you are still here. Not because you never struggled, but because you refused to quit. Heaven does not measure you the way the world does. It is not looking for polished performance or outward strength. It is looking at something deeper, your faithfulness. The quiet decisions no one applauded, the obedience that cost you comfort, the surrender that required you to let go when you did not understand. These are the things that carry weight in the unseen realm. You may have felt small in those moments, unnoticed, even forgotten. But your persistence spoke louder than your pain. Your willingness to stay, to trust, and to keep moving forward even slowly has been seen and honored. Not because you were perfect, but because you remained. And that kind of faith, steady and enduring, is never ignored in heaven. God is not chaotic, and He is never careless with the way He moves. His kingdom operates with intention, structure, and divine order. Just as the natural world follows seasons, planting, waiting, growth, and harvest, so does the spiritual life. There is a rhythm to how God builds, prepares, and releases. Nothing is random, and nothing is rushed without purpose. What may feel slow or uncertain to you is often part of a carefully designed process, unfolding exactly as it should. There are seasons where seeds are planted in faith, even when there is no immediate evidence of change. Then come seasons of waiting, where growth is happening beneath the surface, hidden from sight. These are followed by seasons of becoming, where your character is shaped, your understanding deepens, and your foundation is strengthened. Only after this does the visible fruit begin to appear. This order is not meant to delay you, it is meant to prepare you. God understands that blessing without preparation can become a burden rather than a breakthrough. That is why refinement comes before release. He strengthens your inner life before elevating your outer circumstances. He builds capacity before increasing responsibility. The process may feel stretching, even uncomfortable at times, but it is never without purpose. Every step has been forming something within you that success alone could not create. Patience, discernment, resilience, humility, these are not developed instantly, but they are essential for what comes next. God is not just interested in giving you something, He is committed to shaping you into someone who can carry it well. And yet, there are moments, sacred, unexplainable moments, when God chooses to move beyond the usual rhythm of process. Not to disrupt His order, but to demonstrate that he is not confined by it. There are times when heaven responds in a way that feels accelerated, where what should have taken years begins to unfold in a fraction of the time. These are not ordinary moments. They are deeply intentional, and they are always rooted in relationship. This is where grace steps in with authority. Mercy compresses the timeline. What once seemed distant suddenly comes near. Doors that resisted for so long begin to open without force. Progress that felt slow becomes swift, not chaotic, but precise. It is not that the process was skipped. It is that it was fulfilled in ways unseen, and now the result is being released. God is not abandoning the principles he established. He is reigning above them. When he chooses to accelerate, it is never random and never undeserved. It is a response to something deeper, faithfulness sustained in silence, obedience maintained without reward, trust that endured without evidence. Grace has a way of fast-tracking what your strength alone could never achieve. Not because you earned it through perfection, but because you remained when it would have been easier to leave. And now, what once seemed delayed is aligning in a way that only God could orchestrate. What moves the heart of God is not noise, pressure, or demand. It is alignment. He is not persuaded by how loudly someone speaks, how urgently they plead, or how strongly they try to force an outcome. God responds to something far deeper, something quieter, something far more powerful, the posture of the heart. Alignment is the invisible strength that keeps you grounded when everything around you feels uncertain. Alignment is choosing to remain gentle when life becomes harsh. It is holding on to integrity when compromise would be easier and more convenient. It is continuing to do what is right, even when no one notices, no one applauds, and no immediate reward follows. It is obedience that is not driven by recognition, but by trust. It is faith that does not depend on visible results, but rests in the character of God. You did not live your journey trying to control every outcome. You did not treat your faith like a transaction, expecting instant returns for your obedience. Instead, you stayed steady, you trusted in silence, you remained when it would have been easier to walk away. That is alignment. And alignment creates space for God to move. It opens a door that striving cannot unlock. It invites divine involvement into situations that human effort alone could never shift. This is the key, simple yet costly. Not perfection, but posture. Not performance, but presence. And because you have chosen alignment, even when it was difficult, heaven is now responding in ways that only alignment can unlock. You stayed, and that matters more than you realize. You stayed when your prayers seemed to echo into silence, when answers did not come, and when nothing around you reflected what you were believing for. You stayed when it would have been easier to walk away, to stop hoping, to protect your heart from disappointment. But you didn't. You remained. You stayed when others misunderstood you, when your faith looked foolish to those who could not see what you saw. You carried convictions that were not always supported, choices that were not always affirmed. And still, you did not let go. You stayed true to what God placed in your heart, even when it cost you comfort, approval, and clarity. You stayed when obedience required sacrifice. When doing the right thing felt heavier than giving in, when your faith demanded something from you that convenience could not provide, you stayed when it stretched you, when it refined you, when it asked more of you than you thought you could give. And understand this clearly, perseverance is not weakness, it is not passivity, it is not the absence of struggle, it is the evidence of a faith that runs deeper than emotion. It is strength that does not need to prove itself loudly. It is trust that continues, even when conditions are not favorable. Many leave too soon, many step away just before something shifts, but you stayed. And in that staying, something powerful was formed within you, something real, something lasting, something heaven itself recognizes. And now, a question rises quietly within you. Why me, and why now? These are not questions rooted in doubt. but in awareness. Something inside you recognizes that this moment carries weight, that it is not ordinary. And the answer is deeper than timing. It is about preparation. It was never a delay, it was preparation. Every season that felt slow, every moment that seemed hidden, was building something within you that could not be rushed. God was not holding you back, He was strengthening you. He was shaping your character, refining your discernment, and anchoring your faith so that when the time came, you would be ready to carry what He has for you. Readiness has now met responsibility. Capacity has caught up with calling. What you once prayed for, you can now sustain. What once might have overwhelmed you, you are now able to steward with wisdom and stability. This is why it could not come sooner. Those quiet years were not empty. They were full of unseen construction. Foundations were being laid that no one else could see, but that will support everything that is about to rise in your life. Some things cannot be built overnight. Some strength cannot be developed without time. So this moment is not sudden. It is the result of everything you have walked through. You are not stepping into something new, unprepared. You are stepping into something you have been formed for all along. When this shift begins, it will not arrive with noise or spectacle. There will be no dramatic announcement, no sudden display meant to prove anything to anyone. Instead, it will come quietly, almost unnoticed at first. Yet beneath that quiet surface, something powerful will be unfolding. The resistance you once felt will begin to soften. What used to push against you will no longer hold the same weight. Situations that once felt closed will start to open, not by force, but naturally, as if they were always meant to. Doors will not need to be broken down, they will open in alignment. Conversations will flow without strain. Opportunities will present themselves without manipulation. You will notice people beginning to trust you, to recognize something in you they may not even be able to explain. They will recommend you, choose you, and stand with you not because you demanded it, but because something has shifted in your favor. And within you, something will feel different too. The urgency to strive will begin to fade. You will no longer feel the need to chase what is meant for you. Instead, there will be a steady rhythm, a sense of peace guiding your steps. Growth will come without exhaustion. Progress will happen without pressure. This is what it looks like when blessing flows through alignment, quiet, steady, and undeniable. From the outside, some may look at your life and call it luck. They may say, everything came together quickly, that opportunities found you easily, that doors opened at just the right time. But what they see as luck is only the surface of something much deeper. What they did not witness were the years of preparation, the quiet endurance, the unseen shaping that brought you to this moment. God does not operate in chance. He operates in precision. What is happening now is not random favor, but preparation meeting perfect timing. Every delay, every lesson, every hidden season was aligning you for this exact point. Nothing was out of place. Nothing was wasted. This is acceleration, but it is controlled. It is movement without chaos, progress without regret. God is not rushing you into something that will overwhelm you. He is bringing you into what you are now ready to carry. The blessing is not here to break you. It is here to support you, to establish you, to grow you in a way that is steady and lasting. So do not reduce this moment to luck. This is alignment fulfilled, preparation completed, and timing perfected in the hands of God. You were never forgotten, not for a single moment. Even in the silence, even in the seasons where nothing seemed to move, your life was being carefully watched, gently guided, and intentionally prepared. What felt hidden to you was never hidden to God. Every step you took in faith, every moment you chose to trust instead of give up, was part of a greater work unfolding behind the scenes. You were not being overlooked, you were being positioned. You were not being delayed, you were being developed. And now, what God has begun in you will not be left unfinished. He is faithful to complete what He started. What He builds, He sustains. What He initiates, He He brings to fulfillment with purpose and precision. So stand firm, stay grounded. Let your heart rest in the truth that you are exactly where you need to be. And if this message has spoken to you, if it has brought even a small sense of peace or clarity, take a moment to respond. Type Amen as a sign of your trust. Share this with someone who may need encouragement. And continue walking forward with faith, knowing that God is still working even in the quiet.